Arthur L. Bryant, class of 1956. Art Bryant came to DePauw from Vandalia, Ohio on a Rector Scholarship and successfully mixed athletics and academics. Art earned 4 letters each in football and track. A 4-year starter at offensive and defensive halfback, he led the Tigers in rushing as a senior with 664 yards, a total which currently ranks 5th on the DePauw record books. As a hurdler, Art established school and conference records. He was voted Athlete of the Year in 1956, was a recipient of the Sigma Delta Chi Scholar Athlete Award, and graduated with distinction. He joined the State Life Insurance Company in Indianapolis as an actuarial student and was awarded a fellowship in the Society of Actuaries in 1971. Art was elected the company's Senior Vice President for Marketing in 1980 and Chairman of the Board and President in 1985. When I was calling around talking to various athletes from the era of 1955 to 1959, I mentioned several different names to various people. And when I mentioned Art Bryant, more than one person said to me, "I'll say one thing about Art Bryant, class. He was the epitome of class." Please welcome Art Bryant.
I'm sorry. There we go.
Well, thank you very much. It's not only a thrill, but an honor to be selected for DePauw's Athletic Hall of Fame. My years at DePauw turned out to be a great preparation for life. DePauw is a great academic institution with a good athletic program. And if you're privileged enough to participate in both, you can come out of this place with not only book smarts, but street smarts. And that's what makes it in this world. Looking back from my days at DePauw from the perspective of 30 years, and sometimes it's a little hard to imagine, I think I learned more about human nature on the football fields of DePauw than anything else I've ever done. And I'm sure anybody that's played that game for any period of time would say the same thing. I have a lot of people to thank for this award. Certainly my old teammates, and they're getting old also. My old coaches, and I asked Bob Harvey to sit next to me tonight so it looked like I had hair. Thank you, Bob. And we had some great days. They weren't all glory days, though, at DePauw. I still remember the Little State Championship, I think it was. But I hope you've forgotten this, Bob, but it was at Butler. And in the spring of, I think, 1954. And there were 2 other fellows in the state, Hank Foster from Butler and a guy by the name of Ed Denton from Ball State and myself, that were just running identical times all year. And it was the Little State, or I think it was the ICC Championship, I'm sorry. ICC Championship. And we go over there, and it's going to be a big day. And Carol and I are both from Ohio, so she decided to invite her parents and her grandmother to the meet in Indianapolis at Butler. And they came over, and of course, the first time her grandmother had seen this great athlete run, and her parents had seen me a couple of times. Well, unfortunately, if any of you have run hurdles, the worst possible thing for a hurdler is a headwind. And we had about a 15-mile-an-hour headwind that day. And we lined up, and it was competitive, and boy, we were blowing down the track pretty hard. And right in front of Carol and her parents and her grandparents, I hit a hurdle and went spread eagle right in the track. Well, happily, the 2 other big competitors did the same thing on the next hurdle, and we all finished out of the money. So sometimes athletics can be very humbling, but maybe that's what's good about the whole thing. So I thank you all, thank my teammates, my coaches, and most especially thank my wife, Carol, who's put up with me all these years. Thank you very much.